Oh, what's up, homies? Welcome back to the channel. We got Vita over there on another 1190. I think this is one of the homies that's joining us. And then, yeah, as you can see, guys, we are on a 2013 KTM 1190 Adventure S. It's definitely not your typical big red review kind of thing, but you know, you have to step out of your comfort zone sometimes, and this is definitely out of my comfort zone. We're just going to take this thing out for a spin today, see how it rides. Obviously I took it home and I took it back here. You would have seen in the previous vlog that I was riding it, and so far I love it. Obviously I haven't spoken too much about it, but today, once we hit the road, then you know, we'll talk about the comfort, acceleration, maneuverability, all those sorts of wonderful things. We've got Nande on a Dicker 750. We've got a nice CBR 600. We've got a first generation Suzuki 1000, and then, as I said, we've got Veta on a nice modern-ish 1190. Hey, Nande! Yay! There we have it, boys. So yeah, I'll catch up with you homies when we are about to hit the road and head through to where we are heading through. Veta. How's it?
How you fellas?
Good, and you, dude?
Can't complain. Yeah, it's not bad, eh? It's just old.
Yeah, but it's lacquer, dude.
I don't want to push it, you know?
Holy moly. Oh yeah! Yeah. What year is it?
2001.
Yes.
It's the first ever GSX 1000.
Yeah. What's up, Nancy? Good, brother?
How are you?
How you?
Oh, nice to meet you.
I've seen you.
Were you on the MTOs? Like the
7, yeah.
Alrighty, homies. Oh, let's get this show on the road. So, obviously, I have ridden the Africa Twin. Now, already, guys, I have to say, this has been much nicer than the Africa Twin, just as like an overall bike. Especially in the power department, eh? It's much more powerful. Much more powerful, and it actually feels lighter. So, you know, being lighter and having more power, I mean, obviously, you know, I think the Africa Twin is like a 700 or 800 cc, whereas this is an 1190, and I think the whole setup is just lighter. You know, I'll have to don't tell me we have issues. We've got two old bikes with us today. Alright, one old bike is fine. Oh, Steph! He made it! Right, there's one more okay we're waiting for. Alright. Yeah, damn! Oh yeah, look at all the boys. This is one of the bigger rides that we've had in a while, and we've actually got some new homies with us. Oof, when the power kicks on this thing, Oaks, it kicks, eh? It kicks hard. Woo, I love it. So far, it's definitely been my favorite ADV bike that I've ridden. Now, obviously, as I said, you know, I've kind of ridden, oh, we got a passenger. Hello. I don't know who that is. We just got people pulling up from everywhere, guys. I don't know what's going on, but we'll take it. The more the merrier. But yeah, okay, so I've ridden a GS. I didn't review it, obviously, but Neo's on smoke today. I didn't review it, but I rode it. I have reviewed a Africa Twin as well as an NC. So that is a 750 DCT and also just the normal 700s or 750s. We're rolling deep today, boys. I wasn't expecting this. But it's awesome. I love it. I'm gonna be kind of comparing this to mainly the Africa Twin. I know it's not a great comparison. It would probably be better to compare the likes of, you know, like a 690 to those, but nonetheless, this is what we're on, this is what we're riding. And so one of the things, again, that I've noticed about this in comparison to the Africa Twin is that it's actually more maneuverable. You know, it's easier to turn, and it's quite a big difference, I must say. And I think it's coming down to, you know, also the fact that it's a lighter bike. I'm pretty sure it's lighter. It has to be, you know, just based off of what I've felt. I think it's a result of the weight of the bike, and also just having that extra power makes a nice difference to that. As a result, it's just much more enjoyable to ride, much more zippy, and much nicer for, you know, street riding. You know, you've got that extra power to get you in and around those cars, and, you know, just bob and weave and have a lack of time, and, for lack of a better word, just rip it up. Whoa, hello. And I mean, it's got the ability to be leaned around a corner like that. It's just you have to be used to leaning a bike like this, because it's a very, very weird feeling. So yeah, we are going to start off with what we always start off with, and that's the comfort. And I must say, overall, it's already a very comfortable bike. The only thing that is taking away from my enjoyment, or comfort, should I say, is that heat, because it is quite excessive, especially under my left quad here. It's very hot. It's just that heat that's taking away from it for me, because it's quite excessive. I feel like I'm riding a Ducati right now. It's actually worse than what it felt on my Daytona, and my Daytona used to actually get to the point where it would start cooking my leg from the inside. It's a really comfortable bike overall. I'm a huge fan of the positioning of your handlebars. Foot pegs are nice and comfy. Again, a very natural feeling, should I say. One of the things that I actually noticed about we have a 2017 or something like that, 1290S, and what I noticed on that bike is that you had to almost consciously keep your feet and quads inward, because the foot pegs were almost like tucked away, and as a result it was like super weird. Those foot pegs definitely need to be brought outwards, so I'm glad that's not the case with this bike, because this is everything feels natural. Like, that's the only way that I can really describe it. Let's see if we can beat Johan. He's on a Jigsaw, well, first gen Jigsaw. Oh yeah, I'm beating him. I think that's the first time I've beat Johan around that corner. I'll take that as a win. A win is a win, even though he's on like a 1980s bike. Okay, well, what I can say after that, guys, is wow. I mean, wow. I mean, that was insane, actually. I'm really surprised that this bike was capable of that. I don't know what kind of speed I was doing through there, but it definitely wasn't a slow speed. And this thing is more than happy to lean. I don't even know what tires I'm running. I can't really see, but I don't think are sport tires or road tires, should I say. But wow, I mean, yeah, wow, that's all I can really say about that. That was quite impressive. It's actually a nice day for a ride. Not that that's got anything to do with the review. Yeah, sorry guys, that distracted me. That really impressed me. This bike is very, very, very capable. And I think, I'm not sure, I might be mistaken, but it's in sport mode currently. I did put it into sport mode while I was on my way to the meeting point. So yeah, I'm kind of just hoping that that's still the case. Here comes Mr. Veta. Oh yeah. Boom. Us adventure bike boys can stand up. Ah, there goes Mr. Steve. Some of you guys might remember Steph. He's one of the OG homies, one of the first guys to join our riding crew, so it's awesome to have him back riding with us. We've got this dude, I don't know who he is, but as I said, the more the merrier, boys. The more the merrier. I think I'm struggling to speak on the comfort because there's almost nothing bad to say except for the fact that we are getting a little bit of heat under our legs. Otherwise, there's nothing to say because there's nothing negative. You know, let's just say that. Sometimes I have the issue with reviews where I actually don't have much to say, and it's purely a result of the bike just being, you know, a good bike. And it's also a case of sometimes there's nothing in particular that really stands out. Yeah, guys, overall it's just a very comfy bike. It's a very smooth bike as well. We have done this route before and I do ride on these roads quite a bit, and you know, there's certain part of the roads where I remember bracing myself for impact on my street triple, you know, for a pothole or so whatever it is, and thing kind of just glides over them. Doesn't have an issue. We'll try and pop a wheelie here with big emphasis on try. Come on. I didn't have traction. Right. So to finish off with the comfort, guys. Overall, exceptionally comfortable bike. The only thing that's taking away from the comfort is that heat that I'm getting underneath my butt. As Mr. Fantonda actually said, you know, I had almost nothing but good things to say about the Duke 1290, and this has got a similar riding position. The seat is just much thinner, and for me, it makes it a much comfier ride, you know, because my inseam isn't that wide. So yeah, it's basically like a Duke 1290, just a bigger, more comfortable version. You know, that's a very good way of putting it in terms of comfort, and also in terms of that maneuverability, which, you know, we'll get onto. But ooh, look at that! Overall, just a super comfy bike, and again, what adds to that is the suspension of this thing and how smooth it is. Yes, when you clap it, it does throw you all over the place, but I think that's just a factor of it being a big bike with a lot of torque. You know, that's why it's like banging you forward and backwards. I think I'm gonna have to give it a solid like 9.3 out of 10. You know, if there was no heat coming from my butt, I would give it a solid 9.5. But because of that heat, I'm gonna give it a solid 9.3. Which is still an extremely good rating. You know, I'm just being a little bit petty with the whole heat thing. Now, maneuverability. Boys, this thing is like it's pretty insane, eh? Ooh. I mean, you saw how this thing bobbed and weaved around that corner. It's managed to managed to help me beat Johan through that corner. Johan's basically a MotoGP racer, the way he rides. So I'll take it as a win. We need to turn traction control off, but holy moly. You see that, boys? Woo-hoo! This thing's got power. I love it. I love it. I can see why Ben loves his 1290. I must say, you know, I always thought he was a little bit crazy. Look at it, we left everyone in the dust. I always thought he was a little bit crazy for loving them so much, but I see why. I see why. And this is an 1190, so imagine what a 1290 is like. And then to take it a step further, imagine what a 1390 is like. Oh, I want one of those. But even then, that's, I think it's a 2015 or 16 1290S. Oof, that bike is nice. That is definitely my favorite bike in the shop right now. You know, where is everyone? Oh, somebody crashed or something happened. I think someone's bike stopped working. Let's just turn around over here. I was wondering why everyone was staying behind. Fuck! We're almost there! Alright, so one of the homies' bikes is giving problems. So let's go and figure it out. Alrighty. Let's see what we got going on over here. Go that way. Alright. How's it? What's going on?
This bike's just overheating. It's on like 128.
Okay, we'll wait for a little bit. It's like 10 minutes down the road.
Like 10 minutes from here, so if we can just get it to there, then it will cool off proper again.
Thanks, boss.
Let's give it maybe like 5 minutes or so.
128.
What happened?
It's overheating.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Your number there by Queenswood.
Yeah. I remember.
It's overheating.
Overheated, not so.
Yeah, no, we're close.
My bike was gonna give it.
How's it going, brother? You arrived just in time, dude. Good to see you.
It's been like 6 months.
I know, dude. Well, I saw you the other day for a little bit. That's normally a Triumph problem.
Where's Sheldon when we need him?
I know, eh? Fuck. Hello. Don't mind us.
Hello, Poos.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for it to cool down.
I don't mind waiting.
You don't mind? I think Nande wants to go.
Well, I can do with a gin and tonic now. Sounds fresh.
I've got a lekker.
My uncle almost has the same bike as you guys. He just has the BMW GS.
Oh, one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're sick bikes. One of
I
those?
think I have a photo. Can I put my helmet on one of yours?
Yeah, for sure. Stick it on there.
I'm just gonna put it on this.
How's it riding?
Fucking, I enjoy this.
It's nice, eh?
I enjoy this.
Yeah.
I'm getting my bike at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, what are you getting?
2018 Kawasaki Ninja 400cc.
Nice, man.
In black and pink.
Nice. But the power band's weird, eh? It's chilled, and then wah!
I rode it for a while in rainbow.
Okay.
So then I realized that's why there's no pure power.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good in here, my brother. Oh, okay. I'm glad you actually enjoying. I think you pulled in as you were driving out.
Alright, I mean, so obviously we still need to cover the acceleration and maneuverability. However, we think one of the boys is having some technical difficulties with the CBR 600. Oh, I would love to take this thing over there and just rip it. But unfortunately, this is like a protected area, should I say, for the little cyclists, the little cycle boys. Alright. That is a fat ass dog. What is that? What seems to be the problem?
It's leaking from the radiator.
Oh fuck. Yeah. Hey, that's a fucked up leak.
Yep.
Yeah, it's literally leaking from the bottom of the radiator somewhere.
Fuck, dude.
Dripping out.
I'm gonna go throw this away.
It'll be fine.
Shit, dude. But it's leaking badly, eh?
Yep. Everything's coming
think I'll be fine.
I don't know, brother. I don't want to say yeah and then you fucking blow your motor from it overheating.
Well, I mean, the fan might be working now.
Yeah, because
we bent it.
back.
Okay.
That's creepy.
Alright, so his bike has got a coolant leak. But yeah, the best bet right now is to actually just keep an eye on the bike's temp and see if he can make it home. But yeah, as soon as it gets over 100, we're probably going to end up pulling over and just letting it cool down for a bit. But yeah, I mean, we're going to start getting going again, and then we can talk about the rest of the stuff that we need to cover. But yeah, boys, I mean, so far so good. Actually, not even good. Amazing, actually. It's been absolutely awesome. I mean, riding this has definitely opened my eyes a lot to what these things are capable of. And hey, Echo, are you coming back to BP with us? Shut. Yeah, if I had the money, Oaks, I would definitely have one of these. Probably a newer one, and most likely a 1290. Shame this poor Oakie, eh? I've been where he is, where things just don't work out for you. It's a shit one, but yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do, eh? Oh, I don't think I can fit through there. Come on, buddy. Yeah, you know, guys, I was already 50% convinced with the Africa Twin. Now, it's not even a debate. I'm definitely gonna buy myself an ADV bike. It's just a matter of which one. And so far, these KTMs, well, this KTM and the one at the shop, they've definitely caught my interest, without a doubt. You know, and definitely more so than the Africa Twin. Coming from a sport bike / naked bike background, these definitely appeal more to me than the likes of those Africa Twins. And you know, obviously I do want to try out Tenere, but unfortunately I think I'm gonna be a little bit let down with that. Oh my word, the wind is crazy. Holy moly, there goes Johan, opening up the old jigsaw. I think my visor's actually coming off, that's what it is. So, maneuverability. Now, as you guys saw, this thing handles pretty damn well. And it definitely has maneuverability, that goes without saying. And definitely more than I thought it would. You know, I was expecting it to be a little bit of a heavier bike, just based off of the size and also the fact that it's an 1190. You know, but it's surprisingly lighter. I don't know how, but it feels lighter than the Africa Twin. Wow. This thing has a shitload of power, boys. More than enough. This thing, it really surprised me when it comes to the maneuverability of this thing. It's exceptional, to be honest. You know, I would happily daily this thing. You know, take a turn from work, bob and weave in and out of the traffic. And that's another thing, you know, the handlebars feel slimmer than that of the Africa Twin. So it just makes it a little bit easier for that lane splitting. I thought Neo was trying to race me. It's a very hectic bike, like that's what I can say. You know, you feel everything, and I think the camera probably conveys what I'm talking about. It's you know, it throws you back and right and left and all over the place, which it's kind of fun. It's like it's yeah, it adds to the enjoyment of riding the bike, but it's not a very stable bike, should I say. It's moves around a lot. This thing is so fun to ride. It's so maneuverable and so easy to ride. Hello, Mr. Johan. Fuck you, man. Oh yeah! Johan is literally wheeling like a 1990s bike. Crazy. See if we can get another. I fucking love this bike. Oh my word, boys. I love this bike. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is like MT09 on steroids. So like just a little bit more jacked. And it's like a little bit faster, you know. Holy shit. I love this thing, boys. This thing makes me, yeah, just, yeah, don't really know. It feels like I'm riding, you know, like a naked bike. It doesn't feel like an ADV. Sometimes you just gotta take off, boys. Woo! This thing is amazing. This bike alone has completely and utterly shifted my mindset when it comes to these ADV bikes. Look at Johan, Mr. MotoGP rider who's never gone to a single track day in his life. Bro, yeah, okay. Yes, yes.
But that's what Brandy.
Yeah. Oh, he's mental, that okay. Alright, so it is the next day. We just decided that it would be a better idea to finish off the video the next day, mainly because, yeah, I just didn't really have enough energy to give you guys a decent end to the video. So I was like, oh, let's just do it the next day. I know I've got low fuel, I just put fuel in. I think the chain is a little bit loose, because every now and then you'll hear it knock. So yeah, that's definitely something that we can fix on this beauty of a bike. I mean, boys, before I get into it, this bike, I'm being completely blinded by the sun right now. I cannot see shit. Oh, there we go. This bike completely changed my perspective on ADV bikes and riding ADV bikes. In all honesty, it was, you know, when you see these adventure bikes, you don't think that they're gonna be this saucy and this much fun to ride. And then you ride one and it's like, oh, okay. Because that's what happened with this thing. Yeah, and I'm only just on an 1190, you know, it's not a 1290 or a 1390. I think my opinion kind of still stands with the BMWs. They are big ass bikes. You know, obviously I need to ride one first and formulate a proper opinion. But look at this thing. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. I love it. Like, this thing has no business being this saucy and this powerful. Yet it is. And I'm completely and utterly there for it. So, yeah, I know I did kind of start talking about the maneuverability yesterday before the video ended. So let's finish off with that. Well, let's carry on with that rather. Now, as I showed you guys, should I say, this is an extremely capable bike. You know, this thing can, I'm gonna go now because I don't keep turning. This thing can absolutely turn on a dime. I mean, wow. I know I was at the front of the group before we went through a few of the corners, but the fact that I was able to stay at the front of the group, I mean, it's pretty impressive. The main thing that I appreciate about this bike is that it sits so well in the corners. I know I might sound crazy for saying this, but I would actually really like to take this to the track and just see how it performs, because, I mean, guys, at one point I was hitting 180 k's an hour around a corner, and this thing felt so stable. I'll even put the clip up now just to emphasize what I'm talking about. This thing was so stable that it, you know, if you said to me, hey, you're gonna go and do 180 k's an hour through a corner on this bike, if you said that to me before I started riding it, I would have told you to go and fly a kite. I would happily, in fact, I would jump at the opportunity to take this thing on track. And I can definitely see why the guys on those GSs are tracking these bikes. And, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe those GSs are more maneuverable. I'm sure there'll be someone in the comments who rides a GS. But I've seen many GSs on track. Funny enough, more than I've seen Suzuki 1000s. Chap, don't worry. Oh, I can go. Oh, thank you so much. But it's that that steadiness through the corners. And we got a GS brother. Hello. That steadiness through the corners, and I think it's also got a high center of gravity, which allows it to bloody fling like this. You know, that's one of the highlights of the Africa Twin for me, is how easily it was able to be turned. I mean, this thing turns on a dime. It doesn't, if you want it to do something, it's going to do it. Let's just say there's been no point while riding this bike where I thought to myself, yeah, I need a little bit more maneuverability, or oh, this thing is lacking maneuverability. It's just, it's a very well-rounded bike, an exceptionally well-rounded bike. So maneuverability, I'm going to give it a solid 8.7 out of 10. And in my opinion, that's an extremely good rating for an adventure bike. I would go closer to a 9, but it just doesn't really feel that right, you know. And now one of the things that actually surprised me the most is the acceleration on this. And I mean, wow. You know, I know it's basically the same platform as the 1290 and but I wasn't expecting it to be this spicy, because it is spicy as hell, boys. Like, this thing has scared me maybe 2 or 3 times when that power hits. Oh my word. I don't know, I can't even lane split. What the fuck, man? Why is there grass in the road? Ugh. Well, I needed more time to record my video, but this isn't what I wanted. It's got a quite a weird power band. You know, it's super chilled out, and then all of a sudden it just wakes up and throws you to the back of the bike, which is awesome. I love it. I'm there for it. It's the only issue with that is when you shift. If you short shift or you shift a little bit early, I noticed that there's like a little delay before you get your power back, which is okay. You know, it just means that you gotta shift. Oh, thank you, brother. Absolute legend. You see, the world still has nice people. Yeah, so as long as you don't short shift, you keep your power. If you do short shift, come. If you do short shift, it's kind of like a little bit of a rocking horse, you know. So now you've got all your power, so you like this, and then you short shift, and then you lose your power, and it's like boom, and then your power comes back, and then it's like boom. If you shift at the perfect place, and you shift in the high revs, then that doesn't happen to you, and it's super nice to ride. It is a very aggressive bike, kind of like I said yesterday, it throws you all over the place, but it kind of just adds to the enjoyment of the ride. If you ask me, it's like kind of like riding a fucking bull. Is it, brother? Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. It's like riding a bull, or going bull riding. And it's got more than enough power for the streets. More than enough. I mean, 180 k's an hour through a corner. What more could you ask for? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm more than happy with the performance of this bike. You know what annoys me? People, they put their indicator on and they think it means that they can just go. So, acceleration. In terms of an adventure bike, now the only reason I'm giving it this rating is because I know a 1290 and a 1390 exist. And also we haven't ridden the GSs. Okay? So, for that reason, I'm giving this a 7.3. However, it's not a, it's not a rating that I would like to give the bike. I would like to give this thing like an 8.5, a 9, but I can't, based off of the simple fact that I know there's a 1290, a 1390, and I haven't ridden the 1300 GSs. So, you know, if, what the fuck? Stay in your lane, boy. So, you know, if I've ridden those bikes, I could give you a better idea. But yeah, for now, that's the rating that I'm going to give this thing. And it's justified, and I'm happy with it. Whoa, what the fuck? There you have it, boys. That's your comfort, your maneuverability, your acceleration, looks. Yeah, boys, I'm not crazy about the look of this thing. David was riding a nicer looking KTM, should I say. But yeah, I think we'll do a little outro later on today. I don't really want to rush it. Little puppy dogs. I don't want to rush it. So yeah, I'll see you boys a little bit later, and then we can really just finish off with this absolute beauty of a bike. There you go, a little bit of off-roading for the boys. How's it, Sally? Ooh, I'll see you just now, boys. Alright, so I rode this bike about 2 days ago. Well, we rode it properly on Sunday, and then obviously Monday we had to bring it back to the shop. So I'd noticed my sexy baby, look at it. Look at it, it's coming together. Slowly but surely. We'll do a separate video about this and the plans for it and all those other sorts of things, what we've done to it. We'll make a video on that a little bit later on. But yeah, today we are back with the 1190. Now, before I forget, guys, I just want to talk about the 2 cons that I noticed with this bike. Well, maybe 3, I guess you can say. So the first one being, it doesn't actually have a center stand. Now, for me personally, you know, I don't really see it as being a con, but it's just a little bit weird, you know, like why doesn't it have one? It looks like it has the mounting points for one, but here's what happens when you work at a bike shop. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, all the other ADV bikes actually have them. I mean, even this 1190 over here, hashtag what's up Daniel, Mr. Daniel Van Tonda. See, this bike also has one, and this we might review. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens. It'll be nice to get a little bit of a comparison. This is a 2016 or 2017, if I'm not mistaken. I'll pop it up if I'm not correct. But yeah, it doesn't have that center stand, and I think it's just a little bit weird. You know, with all these bikes, we've got the center stand. So yeah, it's just a little bit weird. Me personally, as I said, I don't really see it as a con. But, you know, let's say you want to do like a service on your bike or something like that, then those rear stands really come in handy. Or if you want to work on your bike. So yeah, that's that. Then the next one is the heat. There's a lot of heat that radiates from here up onto the quad, and it's a little bit uncomfortable, I can't lie to you guys. So, you know, again, so I dealt with a similar thing with the triple and with, well, not really with the triple actually, funny enough, it hasn't been too bad on this bike, but with the Daytona, there was a lot of heat that would radiate from here onto your subframe, and as a result your subframe would get super hot and your legs would get a little bit warm. But it's definitely not as bad as what I experienced on this. So funny enough, on the Deveton Bikes YouTube channel, so I'll pop that up on the screen for you guys now, we're going to be doing a breakdown of that 1190. So it's also going to be a little bit of a comparison. You know, me and Devet are going to have a little chat about it, and that's one of the things I want to ask him. You know, did you experience the same thing? Did you experience that heat? And you know, Mr. Fantonda, if you wouldn't mind, you can also let us know, you know, what you think about that, and also what you think about the bike as a whole. So yeah, that video is going to be coming out next week sometime. But yeah, be sure to go and check that out. It'll also just be a little bit more of a deep dive into the bike itself. Now the last con, guys, is when you accelerate, the entire bike does this, and as soon as you let off the throttle, it comes back. So when you are shifting, if you short shift, the bike goes from this to that, and it kind of does this the whole time if you are short shifting. If you shift at the right RPMs, then I noticed it doesn't, you know, do that rocking horse action. So yeah, I think it all comes down to your shifting, and yeah, it's just a matter of, you know, power delivery and where your power is in the revs. And yeah, I think it's mainly to do with that. Also the suspension, I think it's a little bit soft, but nonetheless it was a stupidly comfortable ride. You know, lately riding the triple, I've actually missed this thing. Purely from a comfort standpoint. And it wasn't like the Africa Twin where it was a big bike and I struggled to get through the city with it. This is like the perfect size bike, I think. You know, maybe a Tenere, but then on the Teneres you're not going to have that power. But if you look at the likes of this, which I would love to ride. However, it's not our bike, it is a customer's bike that we are selling for. This one is a little bit slimmer. The only downside that I found with this bike specifically, I did take it in and out of the shop, I took my opportunity. The foot pegs are very close. So it almost, it's a little bit weird, you know, your foot almost wants to sit around here, but you have to tuck your feet in. So that's a little bit weird. But with that being said, jump on this thing quickly. It's the handlebars feel slimmer, you know, or thinner, should I say. It doesn't feel as wide. Whoop. I'd love to ride this thing, Oaks. Hopefully one day, Mr. Veta can buy one. Or maybe I will. I think I will own one of these. The KTM has definitely taken the cake for me in terms of adventure bikes. Obviously, I haven't ridden the GSs. They don't appeal to me whatsoever. You know, we were debating doing this, but it just doesn't appeal to me. But we will eventually do one, eventually. So yeah, I know that was a little bit of a tangent, but anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. You know, the heat, the center stand, and that kind of rocking horse action. But again, I think it comes down to suspension and your power band and your shifting. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay, now last but not least, guys, looks. Now I know these are different bikes, but I just want to show you guys the difference that a sticker kit can make. This bike, yeah, I've already told this to Daniel, I love the look of this bike. The sticker kit is perfect. I love everything about it. You know, so you've got something like this with the graphics, with the different colors and stuff like that. But then you've got the other side of the spectrum, which is more like, you know, simplistic. And, you know, that's this, which I don't necessarily have an issue with. However, it could look much better. All you need to do is just chuck a little sticker kit on there, and it will highly elevate the look of this bike. So when I'm talking about looks, I'm also talking about the shape of the bike, the lines, how does this thing come together. So now, because I feel like you can't really toss it up to a sticker kit thing, because I can put that sticker kit on this bike and then I would give it a solid 9. But we're not talking about sticker kits here, we're talking about the actual look of the bike. there's nothing negative to say about it. It's just, it's a very well-rounded, nice-looking bike. And I'm a huge fan of the headlights. Obviously, the newer KTMs do have the nicer-looking headlights. But, yeah, overall, it's just a very well-rounded, nice-looking bike. We've got men like Tyler with a broken arm. So with that being said, you know, obviously, overall, it is an extremely nice-looking bike. I won't lie to you guys, I love it. I do much prefer the look of these in comparison to the GS's. I mean, those two are a little bit old, but, you know, looking at this one, for example, it's not bad. It's just, there's a little bit too much going on. And I'm not crazy about these boxer engines. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. If I'm not right, somebody will correct me. But in my opinion, this doesn't look nearly as good as that or something like this. Again, obviously it could come down to a sticker kit factor, but just the overall shape of the bike and you know how the lines run and just, yeah, an overall look. In my opinion, it looks better than the GS's. And then when you start looking at the newer models, I mean, look at that. You know. So I think what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to pop up all the adventure bikes from the year 2013, because this is a 2013 model. You know, the GS's, the KTM's, you know, maybe a Tenere if we can. And, you know, I'll let you guys decide, you know, what do you think looks the best? This is one of the ratings that I've actually struggled with the most. To give this a look, I don't know why, but I'm struggling so much to put the looks into a number. Like, it's difficult. I'm really struggling to come up with a number for this. What I can say is that it looks better than the GS's. I don't think it looks better than the Africa Twin. Even though that Africa Twin was, I think it was a 2015, I don't think they changed the look of those too much. It's a difficult one. And I do prefer the look of this to the Teneres. The Teneres have a little bit of a weird look to them, although I do like how they look. Guys, I'm gonna give this thing an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10. I'm quite happy with that. I think that fits what it is. So yeah, there you have it. After much deliberation, probably about 10 minutes of deliberation, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, there you have it, guys. I mean, a full comprehensive review of the 1190, and I must say I was a little bit hesitant to ride the bigger bikes, but you know, seeing Daniel ride his bike, and you know, he had a lot of good things to say about it. It definitely nudged me in the right direction to review this thing, because I did have an option between this and doing another review on the 750 over there, but you know, I just decided let's give it a go, and I'm so glad I did. A little bit of a bull drag there. I'm so glad that I did, because I must say it was one of the more enjoyable experiences that I've had riding a bike. Be careful. Hey, that's Shady. Big man Shady. He's a mechanic. He knows everything. Whenever I think about riding this thing, my mind immediately goes back to, you know, trying to keep the distance on Johan through that corner, and this bike completely blew me away. I know I kind of pushed it a little bit, but I'm glad I did, because, you know, I was able to see what this thing is capable of. You know, to the point where I would actually like to take this thing to the track. I think I might have even mentioned that in the video, but I can't really remember at this point. But yeah, guys, overall, almost nothing but good things to say. Again, even the negatives, they're minor things. I think the two things that stand out for me the most is that heat onto the quads and that kind of rocking horse action. And again, maybe someone will let me know. I will also ask the vet about that. Daniel, maybe you can also let us know. How did your bike feel? You know, did it have that rocking horse action? Did it not? You know, let us know. How did it feel? In terms of an overall rating, I'm going to give it a 9.2. I had an absolute blast riding this thing. You know, if you told me, you know, take it out again, I would happily take it out again. And this was the bike for me that really did just change my perspective on these adventure bikes. And it definitely, it caught my attention. You know, I'm definitely going to take the next opportunity that I get to review one of these bikes. I'm going to take it. Maybe not a GS, sorry to all my GS lovers, but eventually we will do one. But yeah, for now, I think we're just going to stick with the KTMs. And yeah, at the end of the day, it also just depends what we get into the shop and what's available for a test ride. So yeah, guys, I think it was just an awesome experience, and I'm super glad that I decided to take a little bit of a step out of my comfort zone and to explore a little bit, you know. Oh, Liquid Bubbles.
Big man, how's it?
What you say, brother?
Yeah, I see you've got this one.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to ask you which camera are you using?
This one.
That's the one.
DJI.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, the Insta 360, you know how much
Yes.
is it?
Hey! It's too much. It's too much. The best part is I literally just posted a video about that. So, little sneak peek, right? This is going to be for the exclusive cut or extended cuts exclusively. But this is what we're going to be reviewing next. This is a, not sure on the year model, but it is a CBR 600. My exclusive or my extended cut homies, you know what's coming up next. So, be on the lookout for that. If you aren't subscribed yet, smash that sub button, hit the notification bell, and then you won't miss out on something like that. The main things that I can say is that it changed my perspective on adventure bikes. It caught my attention in terms of adventure bikes, so I definitely won't be overlooking them. And it really surprised me, especially in that power aspect and also the maneuverability and handling aspect. So, you know, I would just love to take one of these things to track, get some proper track tires on this thing, and then see how it performs, because I think it would be awesome to take around track. And I can definitely see why you've got the guys, you know, the GS buddies on their GSs, clubbing it around the track. I can definitely understand why they do it. Before riding this, I thought they were absolutely crazy, but now I definitely understand where they're coming from, because adventure bikes, they're awesome. I feel like they kind of just bring all the bikes together into one awesome little mix. You know, you've got the comfort, you've got the acceleration, you've got the dual purpose capabilities, you've got the electronics. It's just, it's awesome. You've got the sound, you've got the looks. Yeah, this bike changed it all for me. Changed it all. That's all I can say. Guys, if you made it through to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Once again, if you don't want to miss out on future reviews, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then as soon as a review comes out, you will be one of the first to know. That's it from me today, guys. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Peace. Oh my god.